Ever wondered if you could make delicious, healthy, and authentic cassava fufu right in your own kitchen? I'm talking about the kind that's clean, fresh, and completely free of that funky smell or strange additives you sometimes find. Well, today I'm showing you exactly how it's done using cassava harvested straight from my garden. Stick around because throughout this video, I'll be sharing my secret tips and tricks that guarantee you get the perfect, most amazing fufu every single time. You won't want to miss them. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like so YouTube can share it with more food lovers. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's dive in and make some amazing fufu together. As you can see, I'm already in the garden trying to pull out this amazing cassava. Wonder shall never end. In my garden, I found this big tuber of cassava stick, and I tried to pull it out. It's almost 30 minutes now because I don't want it to cut.
Wow, this is big harvest.
Expressing my
Let me
gratitude to God
a clearer place so you
when I
can see.
harvested it.
Everybody come and see from my garden. Big, very big. For you to know that it's very big, see my big hand. See, yeah, my hand cannot even go around it. See this one, my hand cannot even cover it. Cassava are not yamo inside my garden.
Thank you, Lord. So these are the other ones that I harvested all throughout, just part of the garden anyway, and it's ready now for me to go to the next stage. So we have passed the harvesting stage now. I'm going to the next stage, which is peeling and processing. So let's go to the next stage. Right here, I employ the help of one of my sister who is helping me to peel. Now, to help you make the best fufu possible, here are some crucial mistakes to avoid. Number 1, to get a perfect fufu paste that ferments easily and tastes fresh, always peel and soak the cassava on the same day it's harvested from the farm. Freshness is key. Another crucial step is for us to wash our cassava, and that is the next thing we are doing now. Tips number 2, when peeling, remove the entire outer cover, just like I do in this video. I don't just scrape it off. Improper peeling leaves the dirt that causes discoloration and a false smell in your final fufu. This ensures your fufu stay fresh and odor-free. So after washing, the next thing is for me to cut the cassava into small chunks, the one that will make it very easy for it to ferment easily. If you put it whole in water, it will still ferment. It will take longer time. Doing it this way, within 48 hours, my cassava will surely ferment. If you are in a cold region, it may take a longer time to ferment, so you have to be patient. Tip number 3, always pour away the water used for fermentation. Then use clean fresh water for sieving your cassava paste. Tip number 4, be vigilant to keep out any foreign objects during soaking and preparation. Cleanliness is essential to maintain that pure natural fufu flavor. No wonder some fufu looks like pounded yam, very clean and delicious, while others smells and makes people to lose their appetite the moment they sight it. So after I finish cutting, I've already prepared a big jar and pour in water. So I just bring in all the cassava that I cut. I pour everything right in there. Wow, it's always exciting when I do things like this. So wow, beautiful. The water is very clean. The cassava also is clean. So I will covering make it to heat up, easier for it to ferment. So after 48 hours, that is the 2 days, I come in here to check, and wow, when you press it and everything just press down like this and very soft, you know the cassava has fully fermented. Leaving it in water more than necessary, you may lose the whole thing because it will dissolve into the water, and this water is very bad and is smelly. You may not want it, so it's better immediately it's fermented like this is okay. Then the next stage now. So the next thing for us here is to bring out all the cassava chunks into a new bowl. Thank you for watching the video till now. It means you love it. Kindly give it a thumbs up so that you too can push my video to many people or fufu lovers like you. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means a lot to me. So touchy, and wow, thank you so much. So let's continue the fufu video now. So use a new water to sift out the chaff from the cassava paste. Please take note that the sieve or colander, whatever we call it that you are using, is one that has big holes. So not the one that has fine hole. You may not have the best of the cassava from it. My daughter was trying to help me out. I asked her to take another bath. So this is just a demonstration. I may not use all the time here. Look at it. This is the shaft. So I pour this away. Some people give it to goats. I don't have goats. I just dash it out. So this is me still working after some hour, and my daughter also seated there helping me out. So I will allow it to settle. Once that's the chaff, after it has settled for some minutes, like 30 minutes, I'll come back and gently pour out the top clear water. The top clear water, that one that doesn't have the cassava therein. That is what I did to all the 3 bowls that we use for sifting the cassava paste. So after that, we have only the thick solution. So, and that one we bring them inside the sack. My sack is very clean. That is what I always use for my cassava fufu. Always very clean, and I've washed it before coming in with it. So you pour all the cassava paste, very thick paste, into it, as you can see. I pour everything there until it's filled up. The cassava paste is much, so I'll have to make use of 2 sacks because this one will not contain everything. So I have one big sack, as you can see, and I have another smaller sack. Wow. So please, every step has to be very neat. Look at it. I put it on a tray, not on bare floor, please. Because the tray is retaining the water, I decided to use a semo sack. I cut the semo sack, spread it on the floor, and place my cassava bags on it so that the water content in the cassava paste can easily drain off. As you can see, the water is flowing off now. As much as possible, try and use every means that you have at your disposal to drain off the water content in your fufu. Look at the means which I use. I placed heavy objects on it and left it on it till the following day. So the following morning, behind the camera, I've already removed one of it and gave it to my sister who helped me, and the shaft. So this remaining one is the one I have for me and some of my friends. I'll share it out later. So let's go to the next stage. And here in my kitchen, I've already packed them into the Ziploc bag, as you can see, for storage in my freezer. I don't leave it on the floor like this. If not, it will continue to ferment and produce foul smell that you will not like. So after doing it this way, I put it directly into my deep freezer, and anytime I want to prepare my fufu, I pick one and take the quantity that I want to use. Watching this video to this end means you love my work. Please kindly subscribe if you have not done so. Give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. Thank you for watching. The next video is on the way, how I prepared this fufu into real fufu swallow. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.